My name's Damien from English Riot, and I'm the sledgehammer that smashes down English language barriers. Let's get started. In this lesson, we're going to learn about word clusters. But before you start watching this, make sure you check out episode 1, which explains the metaphors of the greenhouse, the garden, and the jungle. So, what are word clusters? Well, word clusters are groups of high-frequency function words that are squeezed together. Function words show a grammatical or structural relationship. They don't have much meaning attached to them like content words. So for example, some function words are and, was, the, in, over, and many more. Now in the jungle, these kinds of words become very hard to hear. This is where the toothpaste comes in. Consonant clusters are like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. To start with, a phrase might sound like, and it was a nice day, but in the squeeze zone of the jungle, it becomes, and it was a nice day. Let's look more closely at what's happening in the squeeze zone. To the magnetic board. So, 3 things happen when these consonant clusters squeeze together. Number 1, the schwa or the upside down E. I like to call it the lazy sound because it's just a and people love to use it because people are lazy. So in these types of consonant clusters, you'll often hear the weak form of these function words. And the weak form includes, you guessed it, the schwa. Let's put our schwa sound into the example consonant cluster. So we have here, was become was, and becomes 2. Consonant sounds may also get cut out. So we look at the word and, it becomes and we can take that D out. 3. And sounds might also link together. So if we look at our example, we have knit, and it, and it. Then we also have and it, was a, was a, was a. And finally, the S sounds a little bit more like a Z, so we'll pop that one up there. And there you have it. And it was a, and it was a, and it was a, and it was a, and it was a nice day. And it was a nice day. So now, hopefully you can see what I was talking about with the squeezing of the toothpaste. So let's do some practice with 3 examples. I'm going to say the consonant cluster 3 times. You listen and say it 3 times as well. It's really important that you get your mouth involved because often if you can't say or pronounce a word, it's very hard to hear that word or phrase as well. And then after that, you will try and write down the consonant cluster and then I will give you the answer. Okay, have you got your notebook and pencil ready? Let's get started. Birifya, birifya, birifya. In this example, you get the weak form of if, and the weak form of you, and the t connects up to if. Which is a. which is a. There are two examples of linking ch to it and s to and also we get the weak form Course I was. Course I was. Course I was. In this example, the short form of the word because is cause, and then the z links up to the I, and finally we get the weak form of was using the schwa sound, and it becomes was. To sum up, consonant clusters get squeezed together like a tube of toothpaste, making them very hard to hear. To improve your listening, practice saying these consonant clusters and listen out for them when you're watching YouTube videos or things on Netflix, for example. Also, sign up for my newsletter, The Sledgehammer, and I'll give you a free booklet that'll show you an online tool that'll help you also practice listening for consonant clusters. Finally, follow me on Instagram and Facebook to get your weekly consonant cluster listening practice. See you next time. Remember to sledgehammer that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and most importantly, start smashing English language barriers today.